rules of engagement appear to be exactly the same as they were during the genocide when it was going full throttle. In other words, that the Israeli armed forces can use force as it so deems fit and without any form of accountability. Now, if you believe the Israeli version, they say that this was an attack tunnel, that these were terrorists in its words. Well, where is the evidence? Surely there is footage, photographs, demonstrably showing that this story is true, but we haven't seen that. We await that. But I think what is a reality is that there is this invisible yellow line, and if Palestinians cross that, even though that they don't know where it is, they are likely to be shot, and shot dead with the use of lethal force. And of course, on the other side, Hamas or any other grouping to use any form of force, of violence, then of course they're held to account in the most arbitrary way in terms of use of executions, effectively. So this is still a very precarious ceasefire. And we have seen far more Palestinians being killed just in this week since that ceasefire came into effect than, for example, the number of Israeli bodies that have yet to be recovered from underneath all that rubble. So it shows really the challenges ahead and the one-sided nature of the whole of this very grisly and sordid scene. The whole of Gaza is a graveyard. It's full of bodies of Palestinians primarily. The figure of 10,000 bodies has been around for months and months and months. So to be quite honest, it's probably a lot larger. There's estimates of 61 tons of rubble, enough to build 13 of the pyramids of Giza in Egypt, in Gaza. What you really need to see, and if Israel, if the United States is serious, is a huge numbers of diggers, but also, professional technical teams who have the know-how, who can do this in a situation where there's unexploded ordnance and bombs and other contaminants are all there in and amongst that rubble, because this isn't a safe environment to be operating in. Now, if this was elsewhere, you would see those bulldozers and those diggers, even with greater protection, and there would be many more of them. I mean, even to operate these is challenging because of the lack of personnel, but also the lack of fuel. Just a reminder that fuel is in short supply in Gaza. So it's a macabre scene, the way that various parties say that getting the bodies out is so important, but then the very tools, what is necessary to do that, is actually not being facilitated.